And now it's time for a special lesson with Professor Fuchs. Today's lesson, nuclear fission.
Hi, I'm Professor Walter Fuchs, and I'm a professor. Because you're uninformed, you probably have absolutely no idea how a nuclear power plant works. Since I have a few shreds of faith left in humanity, I'll assume that you're smart enough to understand that a nuclear power plant uses radioactive materials to generate electricity. It does this by turning turbines using the steam generated by heat given off from radioactive materials that are undergoing a process called fission.
Professor Fuchs.
Shut up!
Ow, fuck.
Fission is a nuclear reaction where the nucleus, or center of an atom, is split into two smaller nuclei, which is the plural of nucleus for you idiots watching at home. Because what element an atom is determined by its size, the nuclei produced in fission will not be the same as their parent atom. This reaction gives off a massive amount of energy, as well as stray neutrons and photons in the form of gamma rays.
What's a neutron?
Just give me a drink. I'll get to it. Thank you. A neutron is one of the particles which make up the nucleus of an atom. The other particle that makes up the nucleus is called a proton. The number of protons in the nucleus determines what element the atom is. For instance, hydrogen, the first atom, has one proton, whereas helium, the second atom, has two. The number of neutrons determines how stable an atom is. The number of neutrons required to make an element stable is different for every element. Gamma rays are basically light particles which are moving extremely fast. Gamma rays are one of the most dangerous kinds of radiation. The uranium or plutonium used as fuel in nuclear reactors undergoes fission when exposed to stray neutrons, and when the atoms split apart, they in turn release more stray neutrons, creating a chain reaction. In order to stop the reaction for emergency plant shutdowns or regular maintenance, a device called a control rod, which acts as a magnet for the stray neutrons, is inserted into the reactor core, trapping them and preventing them from triggering any more reactions. This chain reaction is a bit of a double-edged sword, since it provides an incredibly efficient source of energy, but is relatively difficult to control in the event of a meltdown. Does that make sense?
Not really, no.
Alright, here's an analogy. Actually, could you just hand me the bottle? Thank you. Here's an analogy. Let's say that my wife, our daughter, and I are a plutonium atom inside a fuel rod in the reactor of a nuclear power plant. Because we've been specially treated, we're perfectly stable. Now let's say that whiskey is a free neutron. For the time being, this free neutron is nowhere near us. Now let's say that my emotionally scarring childhood, which has left me a broken husk of a man whose constant battle with self-hatred threatens to destroy his life at any moment, is the operator of the power plant. In this analogy, my psychic pain bombards me with liquor, which results in my wife moving out, taking our daughter, and moving in with her mom. Now, this reaction gives off more stray neutrons in the form of sweet, sweet old crow, and considerable amounts of dangerous gamma radiation in the form of short, sordid affairs of my students, as well as a massive amount of energy, which I challenge into the heartbreaking poetry that will only be recognized for its true genius long after I'm dead. Unless somebody inserts a control rod of counseling into my life, I'm in serious danger of melting down by walking with a faculty dining room with dynamite strapped to my chest. Does that make any more sense?
No, that's just really depressing.
Yeah.